Hello, welcome back to Otter Pop Culture. Today we're going over the fourth album of Bright Light, the Welsh artist, and his album called Fun City. So this guy, I actually have been in and out of him. Like I definitely caught onto his first album, 2020 or 12, which was Make Me Believe in Hope, and I did like that one. I thought it was nice. I kind of went into went into Life It's Easy, but only collected a couple songs. And same with Choreography. I feel like that one also I collected a couple songs and I just left it, you know. So in this one I kind of was going back and forth, just like, should I get into it? Should I not get into it? And there were some singles that were just like, to me. And then there were some singles I was like, okay, this is nice, you know. So I'm gonna go through this album, some of it, because some of it is good and some of it's kind of but I'll explain why. So I'll start with the positive. So first off, I do love the sounds of some of them, especially Good at Goodbyes featuring Andy Bell. Really like this one. I think it's really nice. It's very catchy. It's pretty much talking about how he tells everybody he's over the relationship that he was part of, and then coming to find out that he really wasn't, and he still is thinking about the whole thing. He says, I keep telling everybody about you, saying that I was better without you. And one thing he does say is, like, I downplay the mess you made every time you walked away, and now I know I don't want to let you go. Pretty much it's just like, pretty much the same thing. Like, I thought I was over you, but I'm not. Another one I really liked is shout out to You Make It Easy featuring Don't You, featuring Sam Sparrow. Love Sam Sparrow. And I feel like this one's nice. It had a chill sound. It wasn't like my best one. It wasn't like the best one, but I do like the message. I feel like in this album the lyrics go harder than the actual production. And I feel like this says in this one too, I feel like the lyrics goes harder in the production, but I also feel like in the bridge where he's like, it feels like sometimes in the songs, especially like in this one and what was the other one, and Never Be Lonely with Kai, I feel like those are good, are kind of lackluster in the beginning, and then by the bridge it like turns up the trumpets or the tuba or like any kind of sound that adds to it. And I feel like it's like it should have came in at the bridge and have that sound be the chorus, and have that sound be that, and then add something else to it. Because I feel like without those two in the beginning, it's kind of just the production just feels like it's lacking something. I feel like that with Touchy. I feel like that with I Used to Be Cool. I feel like that with it, You Make It Easy, Don't You? It's just like one of those things, just like it needs more production to get me to believe in it fully. But fortunately, he has great messages. So like for It's Okay, It's Alright, It's Okay featuring Cave Boy, which is, by the way, I'm so getting into them. This one's pretty much just this one is talking about like live your life, don't let anybody change what you believe in and who you are, kind of thing. And it just from there on, from 6 on, the messages just go in. Like that one, It Was My House. This Was My House featuring Niki Harris, Donna Lory, and Initial Talk. Love this one. Love this one. And I actually give him a lot of credit for giving credit to the black women that are singing those intense notes in the background. It just, I think it lightly, but not, I don't think too hard of it, but it lightly pisses me off when I see, or low-key pisses me off when I see songs where it has the girl go, and like singing those like hot, like just belting in the background, and there's no credit for her. And so it's just like, she makes the song, she brings the oomph in the song that you don't like, that gospel kind of sound too, and that intense emotion to it. You should give her credit, and I love the fact that he did that. And this song also is one of my favorite songs because it talks about the idea that he's like, my house, pretty much talking about the idea that hate has found its way inside our queer safe places, and he says, "This was my house, and I wasn't supposed to be worried about it. This is the place that I wasn't supposed to." Oh, I think I wrote that twice. Pretty much that I wasn't supposed to be afraid. I wasn't supposed to feel fear, and I feel like I feel like that. I feel like with the clubs in my town, I feel like a lot of those kind of stuff is just like we have safe places, we have gay clubs, we have gay bars, but some of them have been pushed. Kind of the priority of catering to the queer community first has been put in a backseat because the straight community comes in because they want to tour our community and they want to be a part of it because we are fun. We have a lot of things that's going on. But I also feel like they also come in with their attitudes, with their beliefs, with their conservative, like, thoughts and everything. Is just like, you're in a different space. Respect this house. This is our house, not yours. Respect it, you know? Don't come in here with your beliefs. Come in here and adapt to us, you know? We've been adapting to you since day one. The least respect, the smallest respect you can give is respect us when you're in our spaces, you know? And I feel like exactly what the song is, which is I kind of leaning into being my favorite song on the album. These Dreams featuring Illustrious Blacks don't really know where that person comes in or that group comes in, but I do like this one. This one's pretty much talking about how hard is it not to feel resentful to the other people, like watching other people be in a safer situation than you are, and yet you're still the victim of prejudice. So just pretty much looking at the straight people, looking at just people that have a better life, just like not a better, like they don't have to worry too much about being discriminated against so often, and it's just like we do all the time, still to this day, you know, as a queer community. And I love the fact that he talked about that. Love Song featuring Big Dipper is a really nice one. It's very sexy. It's pretty much talking about how he wants this hookup to be a regular hookup, but he doesn't want to fall in love with him. He loves the idea of just hooking up with him and bringing that magic and then walking away from it. He says, "I do like to see you. I do like to be one of your guys, but I love to leave you. So all we share is good times." Yeah, it's just a good time. Nothing serious. It shouldn't be serious. You know, I think that's what he's saying. Next to You featuring... Oh, sorry. That was Love Song featuring Big Dipper. But this next one is Next to You featuring Mark Gatiss. This one actually is really, really nice. So this one's interesting, though, because we were on a roll of talking about the queer community and stuff like that, and then we took a step with Love Song and took a break with Love Song and Next to You, which is I think I'm gonna apply Love Song to the community because it's the same thing. Like I feel like that all the time. Sometimes or a good handful of times when it comes to people that I want to hook up with, but I don't want to like be in a relationship with. But it's like sometimes the other person might want to, or like to go in that direction. You're just like, eh. In this one, it's pretty much talking about the idea of pretty much a dead relationship but still no one wants to say goodbye, and to the point that the person that he says in a couple of things, which I'll just read the lyrics straight up. He says, "The horse is dead, we just don't like saying goodbye." That's one of it. And another one was, I never feel lonely when I'm on my own. The way I feel lonely with you when I stand next to you. Pretty much just like he's saying, it's like I feel better when I'm by myself than when I'm with you. And I think it's so true, and I love the sax. I love the sax that comes into it at the end. I think it's really nice. I also feel like the song I don't know, I just really like the idea of him kind of touching on subjects that don't really get talked about much. And finally, this one, which is one of the best songs, I think second, this one just threw me out. It doesn't really say Fun City in the end, though. It doesn't lead you to a Fun City at the end, because this song is called Saying Goodbye is Exhausting, featuring Justin Vivian Bond. So this one is pretty much about the idea of how all those who we had to say goodbye too soon to, whether with our community. So we've had to do that a lot of times in our community, which is during the Holocaust, the AIDS crisis, now. And it's just like, it's one of those things just like we are always it's such a rotation. It's such a common thing that we do. We're lightly kind of used to it, to the point he says, or Justin says, if I feel that it's not real, I hope you can forgive me. Pretty much saying like I am so. It's just this thing is so happens so often. It's almost unbelievable. And also for writing to you for time to time before stopping myself. And it's just like he keeps thinking this person, this friend, this person in those categories was going to be around, but they're not. And so you still kind of forget that person's dead. So you write to them, you're like, oh wait, or you text them, or you might call them, But the biggest powerful part of this whole song is the end. The biggest part is just, he says these things that just hits. It says, he's like, saying goodbye is exhausting. Passing the time is exhausting. Trying to cry is exhausting. Staying alive is exhausting. All those things are exhausting because it is. It's just, in our community, we get that all the time. And it's just like, it's to the point where I think a lot of us are just numb. We're just numb to all this discrimination and everything. I definitely feel that in the Black community. I definitely feel that in some parts of the POC community. It's just like, we're just exhausted. We're exhausted of all this shit that's being thrown at us. And we just want, and to the point we can't even show feelings sometimes. It's just like, we don't really want to go to that point. Yeah, so I guess I'll kind of say in a full what I actually feel about this album. I feel like the first half is cute, but it just felt weird. I felt like there's needed to be more but he ends it really, really nicely with meaningful songs. I feel like this in the other albums too. I just wish he had a better producer, or I wish that he wasn't afraid to switch it up a little more daring or not afraid to go for different sounds and more not afraid to add more sounds, because I feel like he kills it with the bass line, or with the baseline of production, but I feel like just give it more. You're giving it too simple. I feel like it needs more to it. Give it more power. You completely will kill it if it was so. Pretty much I give this album oh god, it's tricky because the last part was really nice. I give this album a 8 out of 10. I really just really love that ending, and that ending needs to be recognized. So leave a comment below, tell me what you thought. If you liked it, didn't like it, let me know. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you all in the next video.